How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation episode review. Today's episode is episode 4 of season 2, entitled Letter of Invitation. Before I go any further, let me invite you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell to be notified of more videos such as this one. What a lovely episode. This is one of the few series where, they could do nothing and it's actually really good, right? Like, literally can just be talking and background and stuff like that, and it's just fantastic. Now, I got 5 parts I want to talk about here, so let's talk about just business in the front, right? It's been 2 years since Rudy left with Soldat's team, and he's been amazing. His name has been spread wide about, especially in the area that they're in right now. As a matter of fact, when we see him, he got on a little hood and everything. He does his Rudy magic thing with the stone tower looking out. Luster Grizzlies are coming. His Quagmire, literally his nickname Magic, allowing the killers to kill the bears. And as soon as this red dragon comes in, technically it's a red wyvern. Remember, all wyverns are dragons, but not all dragons are wyverns. And he more or less solos this thing. Like, he holds his staff like a rifle and shoots off the rocks, gets in the quagmire and smashes the thing's head. And he's been so great that, they even tell songs and minstrel tales about him, which we do get a funny little interaction where, the guy's singing about what he's doing and someone's like, we want to hear something new. They don't know he's in there, but when they find out he's in there, they're like, oh snap, Quagmire Rudeus is in here. But it's been business as usual. His whole thing, and of course, Soldat, Conrad, everybody in that crew wants him to join, right? And they believe all his exploits because he told them he went to the demon continent. They're like, yeah, we pretty much believe you. And Soul's like, why don't you just join? But Rudy's whole thing is, I'm focused on finding mama, doing stuff for family first. Everything for me comes second. He still has his ED problem, which is, it's a mental thing. It's sad because we do get a moment later on when he's listening to Elenice, have sex, right? He's lamenting the fact that, he can't do it. He can't even get erect from listening to it, and it's hot and heavy. And his view on love is so sad. Like, hold on, I wrote it down in my notes, where he's given up on relationships, especially love, and he looks at it, touch and admire, and then face another betrayal. And I'm like, man, you need therapy pretty badly. He needed therapy in his first life. He needs therapy again in this life. But I already mentioned Elenice Dragon Road, right? Well, here she is. Remember, you saw her with Cliff and Roxy. They were looking for Rudeus and Paul and his family. And she finally found him. Of course, word has spread far and wide, so she's able to catch up to him. As a matter of fact, we saw her last episode, actually. There's a little special snippet where she's like, please tell me, nice sexy man, about this guy. All right, cool. Both of y'all can come with me, right? And she does do the teasing, and it's pretty funny because she's feeling on his chest and everything. Rudy has been working out. Like, he started the running routine the last time. He's still running. He's doing them push-ups. He's practicing sword strikes. He's getting all ripped and chiseled and stuff. And, when she comes and he's like, teasing won't make me fluster. I'm not a virgin, which, okay, yeah, you're right. You're not. But she doesn't want to do anything with him because A, she doesn't want to be Paul's daughter-in-law, and B, she likes Roxy. Roxy's been bragging about him, so she doesn't want to hurt their friendship, which I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna leave those thoughts. Poor Rudy. Elenice, she's just been chilling there with him. She informed him of where pardon me, of where his mom is. Apparently, Zenith is in the labyrinth city of Rappa, near the center of the Bagarit continent. Apparently, she has become a labyrinth explorer. We all pretty much know that's not true because we saw towards the end of the first season that his mother seemed to be captured in some crystal, and somehow while she was in the crystal, she was able to communicate with her son to not curl up in a ball and die and to move forward. So yes, she's there, but I don't think she's in the way that that they think she's in. And yeah, the trek to get to Begarit over a year. Plus, it's almost winter where he is now, so he's gonna stay put, train, do his dang thing, and then travel forward. So Elenice is funny. So we already know Elenice. She gets it in, y'all. She gets it in, and I find it interesting. The Japanese slang completely different than the Western slang. Whereas the subtitles says, she's slutty without shame. She's shameless. The Japanese word they use is bitch or bitchy, but that's the Japanese word they use. More or less the same thing, right? Like being in heat, promiscuous, and things like that. Because she greets him when he's outside and she's getting it in. It's been just a week and she's gotten it in. She's gotten with a couple people in Soldat's crew. Even Soldat. And I think it's funny that Soul is like, oh, Rudy, Quagmire, I'm not trying to push up on your woman. Bruh, she's not my woman. And you and I both know the kind of problem I'm working with. So he's like, oh, damn, I'm sorry, man. I mean, bring that up. But it's very funny interaction. He's like, I hope you enjoyed yourself. It was amazing. Rudy's jealous. As a matter of fact, in the end credits with that beautiful song, we see him working out while she's getting it in. As a matter of fact, he's lamenting the fact that he can't get it up because she slips in the bed with him, slips in, she's sleeping there with him. Pretty sure she has no clothes on. And the drawbridge ain't rising. Even when he tries to be a gentleman, cover up her shoulder so she ain't calling. She wraps that arm around. He's like, damn, this sucks. Will ever be fixed? And this brings us to part 3, the invitation. He gets an invitation to the Renoa University of Magic. It's actually the place that Roxy's alma mater. She's King class water mage. As a matter of fact, Conrad, one of the guys in his crew, the only other person in Soldat's crew that actually has a name besides Soul, he went there, but he said he flunked, he dropped out in his 5th year. Now, usually they only look for special students because him and Ella, I'm going to call her Ella for now on, they read the letter. They want him to be a special student, meaning don't have to pay tuition, doesn't have to attend classes. They want him to just use the library as he sees fit because they heard about all his exploits in these 2 years. Rudy admits his magic has plateaued. He hasn't gotten any stronger in these 2 years. And he just wants to make sure this is true. And when Conrad mentions, he's like, yeah, they want people like you who do special spells or have something unique about them. He uses incantationless magic. So, of course, they want him for publicity. And he's thinking about taking him up on it. And Ella, of course, she's pushing for him to go because she doesn't want to see Paul. But she has a point, though. But in his mind, like I told you earlier, it's all about family first. All his personal stuff he'll do later. And he's going over his mind for these last. He's been gone for 2 years, at least a year or so prior to this. It's about 3 years since Eris, maybe 4 years since he first started. Actually, 4 or 5 years since he has started with her being her tutor, because the whole entire point of him going there was to make some money so he can go to magical school with Sylphie. And it's interesting because when he's talking to Conrad, he starts to cry again. We don't see him; we just see his back, and he's kind of wiping his eyes because, again, it's an emotional thing for him. Kid's been through a lot, and when he's thinking, I cannot put my own personal stuff forward, he gets a dream visit from the human man god. That jerk. And he's still being mysterious and everything. And Rudy's used to the dreamscape he's in. He's in his original body, of course. And he's talking to him, and he's like, yeah, you should go to the school. And he's like, uh-huh. And because Rudy's like, nah, I need to go, meet up with Roxy, go see my dad, go to Begarit. And he says, you really want to face Roxy like this? Kind of washed up. Eris left you. You had a good thing with Sarah, but then you had your little problem down there. You've been practicing sports strikes, and you haven't gotten stronger in the year when it comes to magic. So you really want to face her. So what I'm going to tell you, this advice I'm going to tell you is go to the school, because if you go to Burger Rit now, you're going to definitely regret it. So go to the school. What else did he say? He tells him go to the school. There's a thing he says before this important part. I think he tells him to learn everything. Hold on, guys. Just give me a second. And no, there's somebody wondering why he was a solo adventure, to which he cried, right? But he says him to go to school because he'll learn more than an average adventurer. If he goes the bigger route now, he'll regret it. And his real advice is go to the school and investigate the mass teleportation incident. There we go. That's very important. And he says something will cure his ED. And he's like, wait, I'll be free of this. And the human man guy does the cliche. He does the funny repeating the last thing he said. You restore your pride, your pride, your pride, as he floats off. So this is enough reason for Rudy to go, because he's like, all right, I might as well. What do you have to lose? Possibly everything. And this was the moment where Ella was asleep with him in the bed, blah, 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 blah. But he's going to make way. He's going to go off. And the goodbye part is cute, right? Because everyone's thanking him. They're like, man, we're going to miss you, blah, 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 blah. And Rudy thanks Soul. He says, you've done so much for me. I appreciate it. And we get Rudy's mind. He's going, whether he wants to admit it or not, Soul has actually really done a lot for me. And I cannot thank him more. So Soul's putting on the tough guy going, hey, I was exploiting you and using you to make money. So ha ha ha. But you know what? We'll probably be in Renoa one of these days. So when we come in, we'll go drinking, we'll go whoring, we'll do the whole 9 yards, Rudy. It's like, yeah, I'd like that. So with the push forward, he's off. Ella's following him as well. Obviously, she's the only one that can get in the Begarit, right? And as he's leaving, we get that beautiful song. We get flashes of different characters. We see a 6-arm demon guy, purple hair, black skin. He seems pretty interesting. Wonder what he's about. We see a familiar person that cares about sculptures. Maybe a former fan of Rudeus who might have super strength. We see another character who I'm pretty sure has connections to Orsted. Pretty sure that's what's her name. That's Nana She. We see Sylphie, Lucas. So weird calling someone else by that name. That's my first name for those who don't know. Princess, Lucas, and Sylphie are at the school. Remember, she had to run off in episode 0. And we see some other faces, like, busty wolf girl with some cat girl. They are actually important. They will be important so much later in the story. But yes, flashes of different characters. And they finally make it, and we see, this school, city, ship town place. Kind of looks like the school from Mashal, if I'm not gonna lie. Looks like the academy there. It doesn't look like a giant castle, but it's like it's sitting on a hill. It might as well be a fortress, right? Pretty cool stuff. I'm trying to see if there's anything else interesting in here. We do learn that Elenice's trying to find a good proper word for this. When she fornicates, it is reverse. Rudy calls it reverse prostitution, meaning she pays the men and tells them, hey, thank you for doing this. By the by, remember, don't catch feelings for me. It's pretty interesting that she's doing this, huh? I told you all last year, told you many reviews ago. She's doing this for a reason. It may seem like over the top fan service. She's doing it for a reason. Do not doubt this show. Although the main character does have ED, this is very much an adult themed show. Just putting it out there. What else is a very important thing? We're going to talk about the human man god. Rudy learning, Rudy strong. I think that's it. Just the fact that we get this cross, I won't say cross pollination, but this cross, this intricate third degree type of thing, right? Rudy is Paul's son. Elenice is is former adventuring buddies with Paul. Elenice teamed up with Roxy to help find Paul's family, thus creating the circle of, I guess, I don't want to say famitude, but the circle right there. And it seems like things are coming together for Rudy. My only question is, they told me that Zenitsu's voice actor will be doing the voice for him. Why is his voice not deeper? You finally made him look older. Like he is just this short of being as tall as Soul, and is basically the same height as Elle in the East. So why hasn't his voice changed? Come on, y'all. It's anime. You can change his voice a little bit. Although, the voice actress, she's still doing a wonderful job. Tons of emotion. Great work. I'm not trying to rush her out of here. I actually pretty much figured that she would have been gone the moment this series starts. But no, we're taking our time. We're letting the boy grow up. Who, at this point, Rudy has to be 17. He has to be 16 or 17 at this point. I'm interested in seeing how his wacky slice of magical life. Well, this is a slice of life. This is a pretty brutal ass slice of life. But I'm interested in seeing how things are going to go for him at the Renoa University of Magic, which is actually the name of the next episode. Is Renoa University of Magic. It's a lovely episode. It's crazy when 4s are literally the average for this show, because it's really good. Even the animation in the beginning, which I call Naruto versus Pain animation, that's what it looks like. I don't know the artist that does it, but you know that style. You've seen it before. You've seen it in this. We saw it. What other show did I just watch that I saw it in? As in a show from this past spring season. Not even Mashal. It's not even Bleach either. I cannot remember for the life of me, but we've seen that animation before. That's what it looked like, because that type of animation has little detail, not tons of details, just a tiny bit. Still very beautiful, very easy to follow and know what's going on with it, but the animation style has few details in it. I try to go through some of these things and I can't pinpoint the show I was talking about, but it is what it is. But indeed, this is really good. This is really fun. I'm greatly enjoying it. I love that you give me the action in the beginning and then you lace it with the rest of this rooting for Rudy groundwork. We do address Rudy being technically from a noble family, the Greyrat family from Asura. That's where, when Conrad's like, well, how are you, solo adventuring and stuff, and he's crying because of how he got here. That's how we got to this point. But C, yes, high, very good. I give it a 4 out of 5. What are we at? Episode 4 already. Pretty sure we'll probably get a break at 12. So we got like 8 more episodes. So, man, by the time this season ends, we'll be ready for Spy Family stuff to start back up. So you'll get your action fix in the fall, but this is fantastic. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, please. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified of more Jobless Reincarnation reviews such as this one. Thank you for turning out, everybody. I really do appreciate you. Please be safe out there. Be good, be blessed. Wash them hands. Be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk. All right, my social media is at the bottom right there. And if you're ever feeling, down, reach out to somebody. Someone cares about you, and someone would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. All right. With that, I will definitely see you guys next time.